Hey, this is Mike with Riding in the Ozarks, and today we have another Sturgis 2020 update. We're going to talk about the protesters that showed up, the attendance, and the spending. I'm sure what most people want to hear about is the protesters, so we'll get right into the meat of it. I woke up this morning and I had a spike in views on a video I put out a couple of weeks ago where I was talking about Antifa rumors. Usually when that happens, that means there's some kind of news and then your video's showing up in search because people are out searching for that incident. So I sure enough got online and looked, and there was a protest in Sturgis. Now I'm going to link to a couple of videos at the end of this that are actual videos of the protest happening, and they show what happens. But I'm going to give you a recap of it real quick so you don't have to watch 15 minutes of it if you don't want to. In my previous video, I talked about that Antifa probably wasn't coming to Sturgis. It was, a huge effort for them to try and make any kind of show of force. Well, I don't know if these guys were Antifa. It didn't look like BLM, so the other video said it was Antifa. So assuming they're right and these guys were Antifa, it was a half a dozen people. I really want to commend the Sturgis Police Department for how they handled the situation. If you watch the video, you'll see the protesters are in the middle of the street waving their flag, and the crowd is standing on the sidewalk kind of yelling at them and stuff, telling them to go home, they're not wanted there. And I commend the bikers for maintaining their control and cool and not letting their emotions get the best of them and turning this into something that it didn't have to be. What they did instead was take Trump flags and Confederate flags and go march in the street along with those protesters. And the police allowed them to do so. As long as everybody was being peaceful, they controlled the crowd and they let them do their thing. Now, where things went south was, of course, in Sturgis, if you've watched the videos, people drive up and down on bikes. And some guy was going by on a bike, and one of the protesters kicked out the bike. Now, I can't tell in the video if he actually touched the bike or if he just made an attempt. But of course, the minute he did that, the crowd came alive. They started to come off the sidewalk. The cops got between the crowd and him. They said, hey, let us control it. Let us arrest him. They did arrest the guy. It looks like they had to take him down and put him on the ground to handcuff him. He didn't want to go peacefully. And there was a conversation for a minute or two, and the crowd let the police do what they had to, although they weren't happy about it, and then they all marched off. And the rest of the protesters went with the police. So that's how that went. So that's my take on it. You can watch the video for yourself. There'll be a link at the end of this video to that video and another one that are out on YouTube right now, currently showing the live situation of what was going on there. The other thing I wanted to touch on was attendance. I talked about that before the rally, that they were predicting only 250,000 bikers. Well, I've been trying to keep up with that. I wanted to find out if that prediction was accurate. And it may not be. Now, it did look like in the early days of the rally that attendance was down. But as it's gone on, what they're seeing is some people came early and stayed the week before, left after the first weekend. Some people came in the middle of the week, and now some people are coming in at the end of the week. And it looks like attendance, according to the South Dakota Department of Transportation, is only down about 6%. They had 490,000 people there last year, and that's 6% of that. So we're still looking at, well over 450,000 people. I saw someone else saying there was 500,000 bikers there. So now what they are seeing, like I said, is that the groups are coming in and spread out more instead of everything being during the central part of the week. They're also seeing that they're spread out over a larger geographic region, that not everybody's, consolidated into downtown all the time together. The other thing I read while looking into the attendance was that sales are up. Revenue is up. Even though attendance is down, sales are up. So that's good for the economy there in South Dakota and Sturgis, and I'm glad to see that for those folks that depend upon it and that wanted the rally to happen. While I was looking into the whole Laconia mask issue for Laconia Bike Week, I read an article where someone interviewed a guy named, I think, St. Clair or St. Cloud, something like that. But he is involved in organizing the Laconia Bike Week, and he was at Sturgis. And, of course, in the interview, he said he was there to visit friends and to ride, and that he wouldn't be hanging out in crowded areas and he would be social distancing. But, 2 days after Sturgis started, the New Hampshire governor called out and said that they're going to do a mask mandate during Bike Week. They've already, not going to have vendors up and down the street. They're not going to allow outdoor bands. They're already doing a whole bunch of other restrictions. So, it just makes me wonder if he wasn't there to check it out and give them a call, let him know what he thought it was going to be like if they didn't issue a mask mandate, what the percent of people would be that would actually wear one on their own. But, maybe I'm just being a conspiracy theorist. All right, well, it seems like we have a lot of new people come to the channel since I started doing these Sturgis videos in the last month. Seems like it's something you guys really like, so that's why I'm putting this video out. If you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. If you do that YouTube thing, check out the content on my channel. And if you dig it, you can hit that subscribe button down below. Smash that bell to be notified the next time I might put out a new video. And as always, thank you for your support. Stay safe and keep on riding.